Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I'm about to walk my happy butt over to the futon to check out the new Netflix film, Badland Hunters. So what is the plot of this movie? In this world, Seoul, Korea is hit by a massive earthquake, which causes the entire area to become a deserted wasteland of monsters and mayhem. Now, in this area, there are people known as hunters, and this one particular hunter takes it upon himself to hunt down a teenager who's been kidnapped by a mad scientist. This film looks like an over-the-top, goofy action film. Lots of violence, lots of kills, lots of action, probably tons of over-the-top stunts and so on and so forth. It looks like it's going to be a really fun martial arts romp. And you know who loves movies like that? Why, my cat Haku. And he's currently waiting on me, so it's time for me to stop the jibber jabber and walk my happy butt over there and check out Badland Hunters. Welcome back. Just getting done checking out the movie, and you know what? I really enjoyed this film. It was a lot of fun from beginning to end. So let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with the negatives and then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. Okay, so one minor little nitpick, if you will. The movie gets to some points in it where it seems a little draggy. Clocks in at about an hour and 45 minutes, and I just feel like if it could have been trimmed down to an hour and 30 minutes, just that nice 90-minute smooth viewing pleasure, this film would have shined and been absolutely perfect. There's just small little moments where it seems like maybe a shot lags a little too long, maybe one particular scene wasn't really needed for the comedy value, things of that sort. Just minor little details that could have just streamlined this film a little bit. Other than that, well, I guess if you're not a fan of ultra violence and lots of blood and guts, probably not going to be the movie for you. Other than that, I would say that this film is an absolutely fun, silly, campy action film. So we're in the positives. What are the main things I liked about this film? One of the things that this film really does great with is the cast. They are outstanding. Each one of the cast members does a great job, and there's some really good chemistry amongst our group, our heroes of the story, if you will. They're great. And in fact, our main lead character, played by Mong Dong-sok, or also known as Don Lee, or Gilgamesh if you're a MCU fan, and if you remember that movie, have yourself a cookie. Anyways, he is great. He kind of plays one of those everyday kind of heroes, but he's like one of those guys that you just look at and you're like, there's something about that dude I don't want to mess with. Just something about him looks, like he doesn't need to be bothered. He plays that kind of guy. Just the big brawler type character. The fight sequences in this film are very well done. The choreography is great. I loved the fighting styles in this film. You get all sorts of different stuff. You get some great martial arts. You get some great gunplay. You get some weapons play. There's all sorts of cool choreography throughout the entire film. The action is absolutely on point, and that brings me to the violence, the bloods, and the guts. Now, this movie does have some of that CGI blood and guts and all, and I'm not a huge fan of that. It just kind of looks weird and out of place when in the film for me, but that's a personal choice. But the movie does have some outstanding practical effects and some really good makeup in this film. The movie itself is being advertised mostly as like a action adventure drama, which is it's more of an action horror film, to be perfectly honest, as I keep bringing back to the blood, the guts, the violence, and as I mentioned in the intro, a mad scientist. So you could just go ahead and kind of figure out what a untethered mad scientist in a post-apocalyptic Korea could possibly be doing, and it ain't pretty, let's just say that. But you know what, guys? All in all, this is a solid, fun action film that doesn't take itself too seriously, and I'm hoping is just the beginning of more to come, because I feel like there is a lot more of exploring of this world that can be done. They keep saying that the world ended, but as far as we know, there was an earthquake in Korea, in South Korea, that destroyed all of Seoul, but they keep saying the world is over. So it makes me wonder what else is going on in this universe, in this world. What other post-apocalyptic mayhem is out there. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.